For the support to the project. We thank you for appreciating that this is a necessity for our people of Kabale. And we also thank the leadership, because now you see that the president has gained interest. My ambassador was also ready to travel with us, but now he has to wait for the date that will be conducive for the handing over of the CCOs. But that is not the only thing that the Netherlands Embassy does in this area. We also support the IFDC, we support the ISSD. We also work greatly with the Justice, Law and Order sector, the JLOS. And then we also work a lot with civil society, with the Democratic Governance Facility. So that also gets support for access to justice, legal aid, and other issues that would help. So I was advising our project teammates that it's important for them to use the networks that have been established by us, so that if there's any challenge, for example, the mediations they would have, there's need to call on the different stakeholders that we support and to also let us know in case there's a challenge. But then there's also need for you, Mr. Chair, to look at issues that have been endemic in Kabale, for example, land fragmentation. If there's, because we support farmers in Barara to increase their portions and maybe to work in groups. Is it possible for you to look at that, or is it still farming for your family sustenance, so it would not be, you not be able to get bigger pieces? Because as you get those bigger pieces, it reduces on the fragmentation and also enhances food security for you and the people you'll be selling your produce to. Then the issue that has come up, that came up in the challenge, and of course it's going through the country and the world, is the issue of climate change and the need to conserve the environment. Are there areas in which the different secretaries, maybe the Secretary for Production, or if you have somebody in charge of environment, would be looking at to mitigate the issue of climate change? Last night was not cold. And I haven't seen mist. I kept telling Simon that we couldn't even see the next hill when we were here, when we were growing up here. But certain issues, yes, the world has changed, but what are we doing to cause a reversal of these issues? Then we also support initiatives like irrigation, so farmers are able to farm all year through. At IFDC, the lady told us that there's no rain. But if we are not able to get rain, what are we going to do in the interim? And are there ways in which we can have irrigation systems? We support a program called Solar Now that also offers irrigation options for farmers. And it's important for them to think, because there's water underground. If there's no water coming from up, then we'd have to find it underground, so that the Kabale, which is also a food basket, would be able to keep up with the demand. With regard to, I think there's also need to continue sensitizing the population on the issue to do with getting loans, the advantages and disadvantages of getting bank loans, and the justification. For example, if the bank is supposed to give you money, has the bank thought about it, or they are looking out like money lenders, just looking out for your property? It would not be helpful to have people getting poorer just because of a certain level of development.